Gentlemen, very good afternoon to you and welcome to the very last trading day of the week, because tomorrow is public holidays here in Nigeria and it's the 4th day of September 2025, another day when we come into the market to look for opportunities to make more money and grow our net worth. That's what we're all about and that's what we're here to do. Thank you very much from wherever you are joining. It's a privilege to be here yet again. And hopefully it favors us today in the markets. It's been days of bearishness in the market, and what can we see today? In the course of today's trading, we will know whether or not it's looking better than the previous few days. Thank you so much wherever you are joining from. You know how we do it here. This is Net Worth Investors Club, a community of investors determined to grow their net worth across the globe. We are over 3,300 members now in our Discord group, and we are made of Nigerians based in Nigeria and Nigerians abroad, including some foreigners. That's because we do not just cover investments in the Nigerian market, but also the foreign markets. Thank you so very much. And so we proceed as usual. Today, because it is the last trading day of the week, calls shall begin to be taken from 12:45 p.m. Nigerian time and not the usual 1 p.m. I'll also like to remind us that indeed we will proceed first off with the review of what happened yesterday in the markets, and then we will go on to take your comments. But before then, let me introduce our guests, or I will call them my co-hosts and moderators in the house. They are actually executive members of the Net Worth Investors Club, talking about Rehoboth, or you may see Gratitude Boss. And then we have Maobi. Most of you know him as usual. We also have VOO Esquire. She is a legal advisor in the group. And then, of course, we have Oremos and Benita. Those are the few that always are available to moderate for us. So they will be responding to some of your questions because they are so knowledgeable and they can help to make this live stream a success. Now, they also have capacity to block any offender. We are discussing nothing other than stocks, no politicking, no religion. Just focus on why we are here so we can get maximum results from today's live stream. Thank you very much. Some of you who visited the YouTube channel or who are already subscribers in my YouTube channel, you would have seen something I was talking about. The videos will come in thick and fast this month, hopefully, but that's just a teaser of what to expect. It was also shared on the live on TikTok and Instagram, just to point you towards what to expect, but may not always be shared on these other platforms. And that's why you need to be on the YouTube channel. Thank you very much. It's all free here. And so let's get going. Activities in the Nigerian stock market yesterday saw investors losing 596 billion naira in the equity segment of the NGX, and market capitalization went down by 67 basis points or 0.67%. Capitalization lost 595.8 billion to close approximately at 87.81 trillion naira, with bearish sentiments dominating activities. Lafarge Africa, with trade ticker symbol WAPCO, lost 9.9%, followed by Transcorp 4.3%. All of that drove the all-share index lower yesterday. The market also witnessed sell pressure on Cadbury, Dangote Sugar Refinery, and GT Co. Well, whether the market is recovering from yesterday's trauma, we will find out. Or will I say the previous day's traumas as we have experienced lately? We will find out, because from what I am seeing, a lot is happening already, looking the way of a turnaround. 138,157.16 is the current market capitalization, current all share index, and market capitalization, like I said, 87.43 trillion naira. Performance were driven by the following gainers: NSL Tech 9.09%, Cornhall 8.53%, John Holt PLC 7.94%, and the losers: Learn Africa 10%, Legend Internet 10%, Dark Communications 10%. All right. In terms of activity volume, we have Access Corporation with 43.03 million shares traded, Fidelity with 40.13 million shares traded, GTCO with 34.85 million shares traded. In terms of value, Aradel led with 6.46 billion naira, followed by GTCO at 3.16 billion and UBA 1.54 billion. So this is the summary of market activities on the NGX. We will proceed straight to your comments because we have very limited time before the phone lines will be open to take your calls on TikTok. So let your comments now keep coming in, but you know how we do it. Go ahead and please keep liking this live stream, keep sharing this live stream. That way you get many more people who need the information we are sharing here. It's a life transforming information, and it's a divine vision to help many out of this confusion about working all their lives and still not having what to fall back on retirement. So we are problem solvers. The more you share, the more you like, the more the chances of new participants joining us. Thank you so much, Allotted King. You will forever be remembered here as one who shared this live stream the most. And I'm sure you are behind so many other people who have joined us for the first time all these months, and if you like, years. My wonderful coach, you got style, I swear. Keep looking good. Thank you very much, Mr. Chris. Appreciate you for all your kind comments. Ladies and gentlemen, let your comments now keep flying in as we proceed. While we go on, let me also remind us that the stock market is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Therefore, please do not come into the market with a quick gain mentality. Otherwise, you get disappointed. But you know what? The market also has a way of always rewarding us quicker than we thought. So stay invested, stay patient, and this market will surely reward you. Sia Too Short says, Coach, good afternoon. Please, is RT Briscoe and UPDC REIT good for long term? Well, I can tell you they are actually good for long term, and hopefully they can only get better, especially now that the market has driven some of them downwards. So I think the next best time to buy them, if you do not have them at all, is now, right? All right, keep your comments coming in. Omotayo Forever says, sir, it's like you're not active on YouTube today. Actually, it's because I am on vacation at the moment and will only resume next week. By then, YouTube will come live again. And of course, not only YouTube, even Facebook and Twitter. So all efforts are being put in place to make sure that that materializes perfectly without any hindrance at all. So for the moment, because I do not have the full complement of my backroom team, the technical team, to support me in the course of transmitting on YouTube, the daily live stream is eventually uploaded on YouTube after the live stream. So about 6 p.m. Nigerian time, you will get the full video. Yesterday's video, my apologies, was not uploaded because you know how we wrestled with the network and all of that. But you can see transmission today, very smooth, unhindered, and we are really ready to have a great time together. I hope you understand that. Ben Adeleke says, what's your take on WAPCO, please? Hold, buy, or sell? Let me also educate us once again. When you talk about hold, buy, sell recommendation, it simply means to sell means if you have it, you sell. Buy means whether you have or not, you need to buy more, you buy. But hold means stay action where you are. If you have it, don't sell. If you do not have it, don't buy, and so on and so forth. All right? So when you say hold, buy, or sell, based on what I have just explained about those signals, I will say hold. That's because we need further clarity on what the final outcome will be. There is a contention as regards whether or not the company should remain listed or go private, which means the company may just be delisted. Otherwise, the minority shareholders may want it to remain listed and continue to benefit from it. But if the new majority shareholders decide to delist, then there has to be an agreed price approved by the shareholders. In any case, there is also a regulation and a process in determining what price it will be delisted at. Talking about the payout amount to existing minority shareholders. So hold is my call for WAPCO at the moment. Keep those comments coming in. I love the fire and the enthusiasm in sending the comments like I'm seeing on Instagram. Good afternoon to you, Kaka. I see you there. Thank you for joining and all the work you do. You may not know, but I also see the fantastic work you are doing at the background, helping others with responses. I really, really appreciate. Hello, Coach. Please, which one would you recommend between Zenith and Fidelity Bank for long-term hold? Vincent Fab. Actually, both of them very good in my eyes with sufficient capital gains, room for capital gains. Also, both of them will be paying interim dividend, hopefully, say next month. So, whichever you are happy with, you may go for it. But for the fact that Fidelity hasn't moved since the bullish run of the market commenced after dividend payment around April, May, then I would go for Fidelity, especially in anticipation of the fact if they do even better in terms of the interim dividend they will be paid. For your information, last year they paid 85 kobo interim dividend. If they want to improve on that, they might just go ahead and pay 1 naira interim dividend. And that means paying something close to what, about the same thing that GT Co and Zenith paid last year. But because of also, you may want to also consider these days the dilution of shares as a result of the recapitalization of most of these banks, that may also hinder them from paying exactly what was paid last year for all of the banks. Or you never know. Some of them can still hold their own and continue to pay the same amount of dividend because they are really making a lot of money. Hello, Coach. QTix paid me dividend yesterday. Kenneth, congratulations. And I'm sure those QTix dividends will continue to keep flowing. I was also paid in the dead of the night. And I'm really excited to see that everyone else is getting theirs without struggle. And the good thing about it is, as long as you continue to hold your QTix, every year you keep receiving your dividend, just like every other dividend paying stock. Every time you invest in a stock and never sell it, you continue to get dividend over and over. For instance, I told you I've been having stocks like Zenith Bank and Newbie and all that. For the past 15 years, they've continually paid me dividend non-stop. That's one way to keep money working for you for the rest of your life. That's what we are teaching here. And that's what we want you to enjoy, because it is really, really unfair by my own estimation that you keep working, make money, and then enjoy your life. And then once you are off work, when you retire, you don't have anything. There is much more life after retirement than you can imagine. Do you know what? That's the time you can now travel around the world and visit your children wherever they are, to even be a part of the lives of your grandchildren. Because at that time, you are not bogged down by work, so you can go from one nation to the other, one continent to the other, if your children are scattered abroad. You need a good life. after you must have sweated working all your youthful years. And it actually can be better. Do you know what? The richest people don't die early. Have you found out? Warren Buffett is going to be 95 years old next month. 95 solid years. That's because he can afford any kind of medication his body needs at that time, and very cheaply so, because he's among the top 5 richest people in the world. You get the point now? All right, G Heights Limited is asking best entry price for Fidelity today. Well, as at yesterday, it was 20 naira, always available in our faces. Let's see how much it is today. As we are beginning to get close to the interim dividend payment, I expect these stocks that pays interim dividend to start inching upwards. Fidelity currently at 21 naira 10 kobo. Maybe you want to put in a bid at 21 and hope that amongst the 1.6 million bids already on the ground at that price, you want to also benefit from there. Otherwise, you can go ahead and place a bid at 21.05. It's now looking like a firm, very firm foundation is being created on top of the 21, because we have 34 million bids versus 10 million offers. Suddenly, those excess offers that kept Fidelity Bank down, they are drying up. And the more they dry up, the higher the price of Fidelity will start inching upwards. Right? Coach, between Unilever and UAC, which will you advise one to go for? Actually, based on current price, I would rush in for UACN, because I saw UACN still on full offer as at yesterday, but today little bids have been coming in, and UACN may just be seeing the last major drop, because from here it's currently 65 naira 75 kobo. That's a giveaway price, especially if you find out and we realize that transaction with Coca-Cola Nigeria in terms of buying Chi Limited, the juice and yogurt manufacturing arm, is still on. If it's completed, UACN has no business doing anything under 100 naira. So this is a fantastic discount for anybody, especially now that it is still available at this price. Okay, even at 78, UACN is still good, not to talk of now. Whereas Unilever, currently at 70 naira per share, also looks good, but the bids are also less than the offers. So looks like there is a major pullback in the fast-moving consumer goods sector, and these stocks are not spared. But you know what? There comes a time when this pullback eventually turns around, and it will be for the good of anyone who gets in there. Ray Hobart says, you are talking about me, coach. All right. Wherever the cord hits, that means we will have to continue to do what we need to do so we can be free. Coach, okay, I will be enjoying in my old age from one country to another. Absolutely. That's the point. By that time, you will not need to worry about the cost of flights anymore. All right. Never mind that even local flights is now almost out of reach for fellow Nigerians. Just to fly my family from here from Port Harcourt to Abuja, before you talk of any international flight, we are talking about over 1 million naira already. That's just within Nigeria. That's how difficult the future is going to get if you don't do something for yourself now. Never mind the fact that we were here paying flights at 15,000, 20,000, 30,000, then it got to 60, 70,000. But as we speak now, try to make a booking through Airpeace, Arik, any of the local airlines, including Ibom Air. What you get is 200,000, 190,000, and all of that. Unless you do bookings for, say, a month or 3 weeks interval, right? Time frame. Otherwise, get ready. Every local flight, 200,000 or more, right? And then for people like us who move purely based on tight schedules and therefore late bookings, you should be ready to pay whatever you see. Okay? What now will happen? 10, 15, 20 years from now when some of you will be retiring? Does it mean you will be domiciled in one corner because you can't afford your flight? Never. When we finish planting in the stock market, all of those movements will become a thing of just by the snap of a finger. We were here. Maobi went to China and came back quietly. You know why? There's money to fund that trip. And while he was on that trip, perhaps his stocks, his entire portfolio, was already working hard to replenish whatever he has spent on that trip. That's the way life should be. All right? Coach, with 1 million naira between VFD, Cornhall, and TIP, which I stand to make more in capital gains? Well, there is no crystal ball to really prophesy or to determine who makes the most money. But you see these companies you have listed, they look very great. Sometimes it's not just about who makes the money. They can all make money, but who makes it faster and who makes it more is the question. Even that we don't know. But guess what? Based on the performances of these companies, if we consider dilution that has taken place in some of them, then I would say a stock like TIP still has a good chance, even though they are now in the market for rights issue for dilution as well. Cornhall also stands out there. VFD stands out very strong, just that they will need more time to recover from that 5-for-1 humongous bonus they gave to shareholders. So VFD always looks towards enriching or creating more value for shareholders from their antecedents. Before the 5-for-1 bonus, they had already given about 3-for-2 bonus earlier, some 2 years ago or so. So it's in their habit to keep creating wealth for shareholders. That's one stock that you may want to pile in on. And you don't have to be all over the place. So make your choice amongst the three. Cornhall has made serious growth. TIP is the one I'm now looking at, based on the fact that since after it jumped to 17 and came back to 12, maybe because of the rights, it's now hovering around 12 and 11. So I will go for TIP. Onyeka says, hello, sir. Please, I need up of getting my dividends from Fidelity Bank that was paid earlier this year with first registrars, but no response from them. I bought last year during the public offer. You know what? Go on the internet, Google search e-dividend mandate form for Fidelity Bank. The form will appear. Download that form, complete it with all the full information that they are required. That completed form. You know why that form is still very effective? Because they want to really be sure that you, who is trying to claim the dividend, is the actual owner. And one of the security questions they ask you there is, that bank account you are filling in the form, what date was it opened? One key question. Apart from your passport being there, that's one key question. And they know that banks will not disclose to you if it is not your account. So you are to go to your bank and then ask them to confirm the date, because nobody really remembers the date they opened the account. So you must go to your bank and then they will confirm the date, and also banker's confirmation of signature. These two things, once you get it right, submit to the registrars, they will sort you out once and for all. Don't forget, in the form already, they will ask you date of that account you are filling when you opened it. Second, you will need a banker's confirmation of your signature. The bank, it's a document that the bank provides with your passport on the letterhead of the bank. The bank will prepare it when you tell them you need banker's confirmation of signature, and then you will sign somewhere, they will stamp it. That banker's confirmation of signature with that form you downloaded and completed, submit back to the registrars, even by email, and wait for your payment. Otherwise, you go through your stockbroker if you have a stockbroker to pursue your payment, because the registrars really need a strong case that you are the owner. So if you are not doing what I've just said earlier, then you can walk through a stockbroker who they now rely on that must have verified you. I hope that's clear enough. But Tepizo says, Coach, we will enjoy retirement in Jesus' name. Thank you very much. And I say a big amen to that. Following you is not a mistake. Thank you very much. You are in the spirit. Every time I read comments like this, it satisfies me and assures me that I am in the right circle and I'm talking to the people I am sent to. All right? It says, what price can I get GCO at 90? And I was licking my lips here thinking, wow, that's a fantastic price there. Let's see how much it is today. As at yesterday, it was 90 naira per share, which was looking very, very attractive. Let's see how much GTCO is today. At the moment, it's 92 naira. Okay, check the bid and offer status to determine what best price to bid for. Well, the offers are more than the bids as we speak. 11.4 million offers versus 4.8 million bids. That is to say, you can actually bid below the 92, or if you are in so much of a hurry, you go ahead and buy at 92. Otherwise, you can place a bid at 91.75. That means 497,000 shares must be traded before it gets to your turn. So perhaps, in fact, 502,000 shares are bidded for from 91 naira 75 kobo upwards. So maybe you want to bid at that price and then go ahead to hope that you are sold to. All right. Okay. Good afternoon, Coach. Please, do we need to complete e-dividend mandate for all our stocks? Katie, not at all. I'm talking about somebody who bought public offer and hasn't got their dividend since last year from the Fidelity Bank public offer that was done. And we know that last year, Fidelity Bank, even if you bought Fidelity Bank last year and didn't qualify for the interim dividend of last year, you should qualify for the final dividend that was paid in May. So you don't have to do none of those things, especially if you are working with a proactive stockbroker. Usually interface with your registrars every time you make a transaction. All right. So for now, we would say stay action. This is a peculiar case of someone who haven't received since last year. All right. Good afternoon, Coach. Please, what penny stock can I invest in for the long run? Chinyere Joy. Penny stocks. Let's see what they look like these days. I was looking before I came on board. I was looking at a stock like UPDC for obvious reasons. For very obvious reasons, and I will explain. UPDC yesterday closed at 5 naira 61, right? And currently has more offers than bids. 2.7 million offers versus 852,000 bids. Though it closed at 561 yesterday, currently 571, refusing to come down in spite of the more offers in the market. But my greatest attraction was when I checked through how high it climbed. UPDC in the last stock market rally jumped to about 9 naira 55 kobo, and it's actually pulled back from that 9 naira 55 kobo down to where it is now. So I'm thinking at 5 naira 75 or 5 naira 61, that's a good price to take your first position in this stock. This was a stock that I kept mentioning at 2 naira 90. It will jump to 3 naira, to come back down to 2 naira 95, then go back down to 3 naira 10. Dilly-dallied around there for so long before it leaped to 4 and then 5. Then the entire market rally that saw it climb to 9 something. So after that pullback from 9 naira 50 or so, we are seeing it consolidate around 5. So that's a good point for a fresh investor coming in, talking about penny stock. Another penny stock that you may want to consider and buy at a very good bargain is Veritas Cap. Though Veritas is now 1 naira 98 kobo, then it was less than 1 naira. I'm still looking through for penny stocks. Now we have ROT Briscoe at its lowest level recently, 309. Even I didn't buy at 309. So it's looking so low and looking very attractive for me, if you ask me. But then, everyone, you are the CEO of your portfolio. Outside the insurance sector, you may want to, well, still within the insurance sector, Cornhall is another penny stock. Currently, 4 naira 38 kobo. Should it go lower? I don't know, but it also rose to up to 6 naira before the current pullback that the market experienced. Well, all in all, generally, as we speak, I have found out that the pullback is actually slowing down. Some stocks are now recovering and recovering very well. Rahab Abdul is asking, says, Coach, which of the UPDC? Of course, there is only one UPDC. And if I'm talking about any other that sounds like UPDC, then you are perhaps trying to be sure whether it's UPDC REIT. And I have not said UPDC REIT at the moment. What I mentioned was UPDC. All right, keep the comments coming in. What happened to Bamboo account? Obed, I don't understand that question. Coach, between VFD and UPDC, which is better? Well, my confidence is going to be, and trust is going to tilt me towards VFD, even though UPDC is also good. What's the best stock to buy at the moment? Anthony Ayo. There is no best stock to buy. You know why? Because we have various and different needs in the market and reasons why we are investing, right? So what is best for you may not be best for the other. So it all depends on your own investment goal. And some people want to invest for dividend because they perhaps are in the older age bracket and they are not interested in risking capital gains, because, you know, in the market and everywhere else in this life, the higher the risk, the higher the returns. So they are interested in regular dividend cash flow. For that reason, they will look for certain dividend stocks. Then for capital gains, then you have the younger generation who actually are still out there ready to take certain risks because they have time on their side to recover from any loss, and because they've not made so much money and they want to grow what they have, they can stake a lot more and take more risk. Such people are looking for stocks with potentials for reasonable capital gains. In that case, then they are also ready for the risk that comes with a high capital gain in the end. So it depends on where you are looking at. And if you are tilting towards dividend group, then you want to look at NIDF and all the banks that pays dividend twice a year, because no other company apart from NIDF and Seplat pays dividend 4 times. Every other company pays dividend twice a year or once a year or 0 at all. Then for stocks with potentials for capital gains over time, I've just mentioned those penny stocks you have heard of. I may want to add some other more penny stocks and some great growth stocks as well. Like Dangote Sugar and Nascon are still looking great. If you have been listening to me, people, and you have not bought Aradel, I don't know what to say to you when the real value of Aradel begins to manifest in the market. I really don't know what to say to you. Please, when is the next pre-qualification date for NIDF? Well, Suprina Oligbeogabiela. Wow. Hope I didn't murder that name. Well, no information yet, but by the middle of next month, we will get the details. And the dividend payment is always almost immediately, right? I noticed my total value dropped on my portfolio. It was 19,872, but has dropped to 16,929. I don't understand. Rachel, you have to understand when you check that when it was 19,872, there were most of the stocks were higher in price per share. Now that is 16,929, that means some of the stocks have lost their value at the moment. But can I tell you this? Market fluctuation is normal. You are investing for the long term, and your portfolio must see this fluctuation until you stay long enough before it eventually turns something else. So do not expect that the stock, the portfolio value will just continue to rise and rise and rise without any turbulence. Even in everything you do in life, there is always a challenge. It is who stays on that eventually comes on top. Yourself, while growing up as a newborn, you didn't start walking in your first attempt. You attempted to walk, you fell. You stood up, you fell. They tried to help you up, you fell. You kept falling and falling and falling until you eventually conquered that setback and started getting your footing or your footing, right? And then while you were still standing, suddenly you decided you want to take one step forward, the other step forward, you fell. But you know what? You can now stand for a few seconds, and then a few minutes, and then you started throwing your legs. That's the back and forth that your stock portfolio is doing. Eventually, it will now get to a point where it knows no loss whatsoever. And that's because you've given it time. Just like you eventually now can not just walk, but you can run. In fact, you can fly if you like. Okay? So I've been having issues withdrawing from Bamboo app. He is Obed. I don't know how the customer care setup is with Bamboo. I think you should be able to contact them in one way or the other to clarify all of these things. Sometimes we have issues like this, but I want to admonish you to utilize every possible means of interaction with Bamboo to sort this out. Okay? All right. Hi, Coach. Is WAPCO still a hold? What do you think of it, Coach? Well, I've just mentioned that you should hold on, stay action on WAPCO until the coast is clear before we determine what's going on. Good afternoon, Coach. Charms had dropped in price. Should I top up now? Oma Beauty. If Charms has dropped below your entry price, this is a fantastic time to top up. Please go ahead. Okay, Pastor Osawe is asking, Coach, good afternoon. What is your take on ICO? Well, my take remains the same for every other insurance stock. If you are in, just hold on there. If you want to buy, well, this is another time after a pullback that you can go in, or you wait till November. But by all means, whatever insurance stock you settle for, try and accumulate something reasonable from there. Best price to buy Aradel? That's the question from the Centivas.ng. All right, we'll take a look and I will confirm to you soon. Aradel currently selling at 515 naira 80 kobo, up from the 511.20. Let's see what the bid and offer looks like. At the moment, the offer is 1.5 million versus the bid 1 million. So what we have as the best offer, even if it's currently 515 naira 80 kobo, I would say 513 naira 70 kobo or 513.80 should be a good entry price for today. Well, if you want to do the late bargain stuff, make sure you don't bid under 512, because that means they will have to sell to over 300,000 bids in the market before it gets to your turn. And currently, after more than 2 hours of trading in the market, all we are seeing is 331,000 shares traded. 170 million naira has been staked in Aradel. Please, Coach, is Yocha app good and safe for investment? I would say a yes to that. Yocha is good and safe. Simon Chooks. That's the question from you. Thank you very much, Lucky Bless. I see your roses. Appreciate. For those who are interested in IPO, Klarna. Okay, top tier trends. Living stock. Okay, I'm sure you are referring to livestock. Don Uyino says livestock and McNichols, are they good stock to buy and hold, sir? For the fact that livestock is in agriculture, even if they have not done fantastically well most recently, but they have good prospects going forward. What's your view on NGX listed as DWL and DEEP in the news today? Well, no idea about that. Kodos, I will confirm what you refer to right now. GT says, good afternoon, sir. Is Dangote... How did I miss that? Is Dangote sugar a good buy at this price? Well, yesterday it was selling at 55. I was also licking my lips regarding that particular one. But guess what? Looks like it has left that range. It's now 57.80. Let's see what the bid and offer is. The bids are mounting. Currently 3.2 million bids versus 830,000 offers. And we have 100,000 bids, number one on at 55.55. So maybe you should put in a bid at 55 naira, 55 kobo as well. That should be the best bid price. Thank you very much, OEM Miracle. Appreciate the roses. Ladies and gentlemen, in 3 minutes, the lines will be open so we can take your calls. Remember, tomorrow is public holiday as announced by the federal government, and so our Muslim brothers will be celebrating their festivities, and that means today is the last trading day of the week. That's why usually it would have been on Friday, but because today is the last day, at 12:45 p.m. the lines will be open on TikTok to take your calls. The Senti versus Coach, Dangote Sugar or Aradel. I have 400k to put in just one. Well, the way Aradel has lingered, if you already have it a bit, then you go in for Dangote Sugar at 55.50. There is a chance you'll be able to buy. If you do not have Aradel at all, please go in with all of that with your full chest. Accumulating fidelity for retirement 25 years from now. Absolutely clear-cut plan, and I love that. G Heights, go ahead all the way. Fidelity has really proven to be a very profitable bank. No one can take that away from them. By the way, they are also doing international banking, so it's not a joke at all. This is not a national or a regional bank, and time will tell and justify how far Fidelity goes. As we speak now, that price is awesome. There's nothing anybody can do about it. We go on to the next. High Coach Royal Lex has dropped in the last few weeks. I was thinking of selling. Please advise. What was your initial plan? Was it a long term? Are you in profit now? If you didn't plan to stay long and you are still in profit, go ahead and sell. Today, there has been some recovery. I'm talking to J Ace. There has been some recovery in Royal X, and I'm seeing it at 1 naira 87 kobo, up from the 1 naira 70 kobo it sold yesterday. If you really want to sell, I'm still thinking today is not the best time to sell because there's a serious recovery going on right now. I can tell you there are now 13.7 million bids versus just 1 million offers, meaning the offers are beginning to dry up, and that means the price will keep driving up. So instead of rushing to sell today particularly, which is supposed to be the last trading day of the week, where there is supposed to be some level of investor apathy, you are seeing this particular Royal X climbing like this, then it means better days are waiting in the coming weeks. So maybe from next week you begin to see when to sell, because you could just end up selling over 2 naira per share instead of at the 187 it is selling for today. By the way, the maximum price you can sell for today is 1 naira 88 kobo. So just 1 kobo before the 187 that it is selling now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the lines to be open on TikTok as we begin to take your calls. Please understand the rules of the game in the house today. As usual, keep your environments quiet. I'll still give you pre-information before I call you. I'll call up the first 3 callers, and then you plan to have a smooth conversation without any form of hindrance. Should your environment be noisy, then I will have no other excuse but to put you off and take the next caller. Let your call start coming in on TikTok as we proceed. By the way, if you are not following me, you are losing money. In fact, also, following me can help you save money from selling stocks that you shouldn't be selling because of any little panic in the market. A lot of people would have sold more stocks. There was someone who called the other day, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. She wanted to sell her insurance stocks when they were dipping. And I told her, hold on, we know all these things happening. It will bounce back. Profit takers are taking profit, just hold on. And she came back to say, oh, well, she took that advice. She actually eventually had to sell at a profit because she held on, the stock recovered, and so on. That's what you are missing if you are not following me. How about those who never knew about stocks and were losing money elsewhere? They found stocks, their portfolio is growing on a daily basis. First caller is Israel Isede. And then Reason with Me is the next caller. So Israel, you are our first. Let's progress on to taking these calls.
Hello, coach. Good afternoon.
How much is Aradel today? Well, Aradel, just a moment, Israel. Aradel is currently at 515 naira 80 kobo. Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, coach. I really love what you are doing. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Please
Oh,
speak up a
I'm
bit
I'm calling from
louder.
I'm calling from Italy.
Oh, thank you very much. Israel from Italy.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So thank you. I have been on this case. I'm trying to get my BVN because I don't know how to get it. But the people I'm trying to get it from here in Italy here, they are just doing one kind. So I don't know if there's any bank I can call from here, or you guys have any link of any bank I can call to do my BVM with them. I don't know. So I'm really bothered. I don't want to be doing business, buying share through somebody else anymore. I want to buy direct.
Yes, absolutely. I advise you to do all you can to invest directly for yourself and in your name because you can't trust people these days. First things
Yes.
first, First Bank does that. After this call, go on the internet and search for First Bank Diaspora accounts. You should be able to see a link to open a first bank account. Second, regarding your BVN, because there's a way they can also work out your BVN. I don't know, but just that's step one. Step two, find out from the Nigerian consulate in Italy, the closest to your city. There should be a way to also verify your BVN and activate it. These are the two available channels. I
Oh,
feel you can try this out.
okay. Okay, I will do so. Thank you so much, coach. I really appreciate
Thank you
it.
very much.
Thank you.
Reason with Me is the next caller. Looks like a lot of you are not aware that calls have started being taken. We're not waiting till 1 p.m. because it's the last reading day. We want to entertain as many calls as possible. Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma. Please tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
Oh, wow, network. I don't know if you can still hear me, but the network is kind of breaking.
Could you
I'm calling you
speak a bit
from Plateau
louder,
State.
please?
My name is Ochie. Can you hear me, sir?
Could you speak louder?
Wow.
Your name and where you're streaming from.
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead. Your name and where you're streaming from.
My name is Ochie. and I'm streaming from Plateau State.
Are you using a mouthpiece or something? I really can't hear you.
Is it better now?
Better now. Please, your name and where you're streaming from.
My name is Ochie. I'm streaming from Plateau State.
Ochie from Plateau State.
Ochie from
We are
Plateau State.
glad to have you. Please go ahead.
Just a few questions I have. You said something about age and age being a factor to investment. You said about people that are older not having maybe the time. I wanted to know if somebody at 37 years, what kind of stocks would you advise I go for?
Oh, middle
I'm new
age.
into investment. I have a couple. Okay. So I don't know if I should go for penny stocks but I want to go in for the long haul. I currently have about 7 stocks, but 400,000 spread across them. I don't think it's a good strategy. I was thinking of selling off and maybe pulling all the money into either one or two, because I think I heard you one time mentioning that it's better to put huge sum in a few stocks than spread penny into several stocks. So I was thinking of selling off everything and putting it into one or two. So I have Charms, GT Coal, Zenith, Fidelity, and Dangote Sugar. I'm really confused which ones to sell and which one to keep, but I want to keep maybe two, pull out the whole 400 and put into only the two. And what stocks would you advise a 37-year-old like me to focus more on?
Middle age, focus, you're already approaching your 40s, therefore focus on more of growth stocks. Doesn't mean you can't have a mix of them. Greater percentage should be in growth stocks. Talking about 70. But with regards to your specific portfolio status at the moment, proceed with retaining Zenith and Dangote Sugar. Offload the rest and use to top up the other two. That's because 700,000 shouldn't be spread beyond 2 to 3 stocks.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate the
Thank you very
advice.
much. Next caller is Laura Collections. But before then, because we have just one caller standing by, maybe I should take some other comments. Let's see how it goes. George Zadi is asking a question on the comment section. Maybe someone can respond to that while I go on to the calls. Oh, we lost that caller. All right, keep your calls coming in if you want to speak while I take more comments on Instagram. Hello, coach. Please, at what price can I bid for NIDF today? Let's see how much it's going for at the moment. NIDF. Currently 113 naira per share. I think you can bid at 112 naira 90 kobo. Hopefully you can get that. Coach, what's going on with Aradel? Trading is going on with Aradel, nothing else. Coach, did you say we can enter Dangote Sugar at 55? Absolutely. Actually, 55 will set you back some millions of shares down the queue. And so, if you want to do it quickly, maybe around 55, 50. 55 naira 50 kobo will almost certainly guarantee that you buy today, but that doesn't mean you buy immediately because they must sell to over 160,000 before it gets to your turn. I'm seeing a situation where calls are trying to call me, but they disappear almost immediately. So if you want to make a call and you are not able to do so, and you're on the comment section, please just indicate I want to call so I can call you up to make your comments.
Someone has just bought more than 1 million shares of ICO at 3 naira 45 kobo, making 27% gain for the day in terms of price movement. One-time transaction of over 1 million. Keep your comments coming in. Do you advise I accumulate more RDL at this moment? ATL, absolutely. Go ahead and accumulate. I'm seeing Royal Exchange Assurance being loaded over 1 million shares as well. Meanwhile, somebody has gone in there and cleared some RDL over 100,000 shares at 514 naira per share. Interesting stuff. Hello, coach. Good afternoon. Please, what do you think of Jaiz Bank stock? Everybody here knows that Jaiz Bank, by my own reasoning, is a great stock. You know what? Currently 4 naira 40 kobo. I think it has finally found a stable ground above 4 naira. That's why you can see that even with 5.3 million offers against 3.9 million bids, the price is not even losing yet at the moment. So let's keep going. I bought NIDF 113 today. Isaac, actually, that's not a bad price at all. So my thoughts on Jaiz Bank remains goodbye. 4 naira at the moment, 4 naira 40, but I am thinking it's possible to buy at 430 or 431. Best price for the day. Don Uyino is asking, Coach, apart from Zenith and UBA Bank, which other bank stock is good to invest in? Well, you still have Fidelity there, and of course, Wema in the mix, but for me, Wema has really gone up. Then, of course, we have, don't forget, First Holdco and Access. Reason with me says, is growing stock same thing as penny stock? No, growth stock. I mean, growth stocks are never pennies because they are actually stocks that have really made serious gains in terms of value creation for the stock, for shareholders, and that has seen the stock price rise so high. So much investor confidence in those stocks. Those are stocks that have really come of age in the market and are no longer pennies. While penny stocks, some of them can be classified as value stocks because they have very great value potentials going forward, and they almost often eventually get out of the penny range. By the way, a penny stock is any stock that sells under 10 naira in the Nigerian market or under $10 in the US market. So that's what penny stock is. That's the difference between growth, value, and penny. Beauty Fine Shop asks, is VFD a good buy now? Absolutely yes. At this point, 10 naira something, doesn't get any lower than that. Very good buy. Should be around 13 based on the pro rata from the 5-for-1 bonus after it rose to 90 something. So 10 is a fantastic bargain anytime, any day. Mark Zeno says, sir, I have difficulty registering for Investors Club. Can I go ahead to buy stocks? Please help me. Whatever your difficulty, maybe the link shared with you has expired. You may want to request for another link. So for those who want to join Network Investors Club, please send me a DM, follow me on Instagram, and I will forward the link to you to open your account. To join the group. And then he says, can I go ahead to buy stocks? Please help me. Of course, you can go ahead to buy stocks. It begins with opening your stock brokerage account. So pick a broker of your choice, and then your journey begins. Is it still right to buy ICO or wait a bit? Victor Wealth, for me, having sat here and watched ICO from 1 naira 77 kobo, dilly-dally, 1 naira 70 kobo, 160, and finally getting over 3 naira, I will not go into ICO at the moment. Personally, that's not what I want to do because there are still a lot of people who bought at 3 naira that can easily sell off and crash the price down. It becomes more dangerous for me now unless there is a pullback below 3. And that appears difficult but can be possible. You know, the market, everything is possible. But did you also say we should enter RDEC under 512? Yes, I said so. Otherwise, 512 is good, immediate price to buy. I am confused on whether to top up on QTIX or JAIS. I only get one. Well, you may want to go ahead with QTIX. Coach, did you also say, okay, responded to that? Kayode Ayo is asking, Coach, what's your thoughts on Transcorp Hotel? Good short-term buy, a big and capital no. You may just get trapped there and struggle to find buyers when you want to, exit. Coach, let's keep this session very engaging. Call in and we can discuss live. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you so very much there. I see that love sent Shola Fashion. Appreciate you, bro, for that. Beautify Shop is asking JAIS or VFD for long term. Very tricky one there, but I will go with VFD considering the fact it's right now selling at the barest minimum possible. JAIS, you can still come back and catch around 4, under 5. But VFD, wow, fantastic. This is me talking about VFD with full consideration of the 5-for-1 bonus in the mix. After all said and done, after absorbing all the dilution brought about by the 5-to-1 bonus, including considering that they are not also going to be able to pay the 2 naira 50 kobo per share dividend they paid last, because there is now excess shares 5 times more than used to be available. At 10 naira is a bargain. It should be around 13. So if you are seeing it at 10, wonderful. It doesn't mean it will just jump overnight, but that's the barest bottom at the moment. Love and Unity is asking, but sir, do you think JAIS Bank will push back to 5 naira this month? Well, there is a chance. Nobody can guess. The interim dividend, so there may not be anything too fantastic to get it jump up. But if there is a general market rally, JAIS will jump back up to 5 very easily. By the way, there is something also that should soon be coming in the middle of next month upwards. That could bring about some rally again, because that's another earnings season when we'll be expecting the third quarter results. And JAIS is going to print some fantastic numbers as well. So that alone, even if not this month, next month, there will be a little bit of gyration up to 5. Otherwise, within the month, if the market picks up swiftly, then JAIS should jump back up as well. And Gold says, Coach, for a lady in her mid-40s, should she also go for growth stocks? Absolutely. The time is perfect for most growth stocks. And I'm talking about stocks like Dangote Sugar, even NASCON that is 89 naira, fantastic growth stock there. Time will not permit me, and that's where Aradel, Zenith Bank, I would also mention Dangote Cement comes in. You really don't need too many of them. Of course, NIDF for regular dividend cash flow. You really don't have to have too many of them. Depending on how much money you have, spread correctly and receive reasonable returns from when dividend is paid and when there's capital gains. Are there callers waiting for me? Oh, yes, there are. Right. Chilamo is on the call. After Chilamo, the next is Stephanie Member. Right? So keep your environments quiet as we go one step at a time. Sir, USC here is going down. What's a good price to top up? Current 60, is this 65, 75? That's a good price to top up. Can I tell you this? I bought some USCN this morning before coming on live. In case you need to know, I can't look away from such fantastic price, even if I have been talking about it being good at 78. Currently, well, it's gone to 67, 70. There was no offer at all, but it's looking like the offers are beginning, the bids are beginning to come up. So 66 is the highest bid. Otherwise, 65, 70, you just could be able to buy as well. But that's the lowest price you can go for. By the way, yesterday it was selling on full bid, full offer, and today it began on full offer when I got in there to buy. But now I'm seeing 100,000 offers on the table, which makes sense. Well, last caller couldn't come on, so we go on to Stephanie Member. Oh, someone is asking to sell Unilever. Coach, what's your best selling price for Unilever? For Unilever now. I want to sell. Benjamin, I'll check right away. Currently 70, down from a 73. If you, oh my, 70 naira is the lowest offer, and they're just 1,099 in the market at 70 naira. So you're most likely to sell almost immediately at 70. Looks like all the calls are not connecting. We go on to George Zadi. Coach, I'm about to buy stocks today. Please, which one should I start with? 200,000. I'm a newbie. Mark Zeno, you need to hear a few things as a newbie before you go in there. And I will invite at this stage Maobi to come up and school you. We always advocate for knowledge before jumping into the market. Coming in as a newbie and wanting to dive into the market almost immediately is not always the best route to take. So this is me trying to advise that you take a few beginner updates before you launch in. So where is Maobi? I'd like you to come in and speak on this, please. Searching for him right now while also trying to take calls. Hello, Maobi. If you can hear me and you are within, kindly call in, as I can't find you on the queue right now to do a direct invitation. Hello, George Zadi. Can you please unmute your mic and talk to us?
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Coach.
Good afternoon.
My name is Joe. So, like I said, I'm also a newbie.
Where are you from, sir?
I'm calling from Lagos.
Mr. George from Lagos, we are excited to have you. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So, I've been on and off watching some of your classes for like 2 weeks plus. So, that process, I downloaded because I was with a friend. I downloaded, we were just playing with the app, and we downloaded some of the app, like the AfriVest, the Bamboo, and forgotten the other one, and I Invest. Although the I Invest is not yet working. During that process, I just uploaded money into it, and I bought some shares. So coming to your class, I watched your video the last time. I chatted you that I'm new here and I need guide, because we were playing with the app. That's how we bought the share worth of 200,000. I have no idea. I used probably through the trend to buy the shares. So having this opportunity to speak to you will help me now, either for me to sell or to rebalance my portfolio and the rest. So that's some of the things I need to learn from.
Okay, I will leave Malby to respond to that because he's also here to guide someone who is about to start. Just the same way I said, knowledge first before stepping into the market. Very, very important. Hello, Malby. Please, could you address this and the other participant who just commented that he wants to invest, which stock to buy? He's a newbie. He has 200,000, but I am saying knowledge first before taking your first dive. So please, Maobi, if you are there, can you kindly comment?
Yeah, hello, coach. Good afternoon. And also,
Good
good
afternoon.
afternoon to Mr. George. How are you doing today? Okay. All right. So, just like coach has said, the first thing is knowledge. I was listening a little bit and I could hear when you said you jumped into the market based on the trend. That can be very detrimental to your investment journey because just like in every other business, it's very good that you know what you are getting into, right? So getting all the requisite knowledge that you need to succeed in this market should be the first point of call for you and for every other new investor out there thinking about coming into the stock market. If you listen to a lot of people sometimes, or if you watch lots of materials online, you hear when people say, I don't want to come into the market now because of my past experience, because of what happened in 2007, 2008 market year. But if you are a member of Network Investors Club on a daily basis, you will hear coach say that failure or fear comes from not knowing what you are doing. So, first thing is first, get the right knowledge. And as always, when we talk about knowledge, it's one or two researches you need to make here and there. Nobody is saying go into a library or carry an encyclopedia and read from page one to the last page. No. Basic research. This company I want to invest in, what are they even into? How profitable are they? What is the management board made up of? Right? These things will help you or will go a long way to reassure you and give you pointers to know that this company that you're about to put your money into is a profitable company or a company in transition or a company that is making losses at the moment. Okay, so research knowledge is number one. And to make your knowledge and onboarding session much more easy, I will advise that you head over to Coach's YouTube channel. It's a very simplified platform over there where you can rewatch lots of videos. You'll find lots of beginner videos there, and there you can have a very good grasp of what is going on in the market and how you can navigate and personalize your journey. Now, for your personal preference, I would like to advise you that after you get your knowledge, you will need to define or set your investment goal. My investment goal as Mr. Moby might be different, totally different from yours as Mr. George. I might have a very long term view, and you might have a very short term view in the market. Either way, once you define your investment goals, then that will go a long way to help you stick to those goals even when the market is fluctuating. I'll give you a very good example. if you are if you are well invested in stocks, in solid stocks, like let me use Zenith Bank as an example. A couple of days ago, Zenith was selling above 70, right? And fast forward to some days later, especially today, Zenith is selling as low as 64. Now, the difference between you and the panicky seller in the market is that you have defined that goal and you know that you are well invested in a solid company and you don't have to panic. I don't know if you get my point. So these are the basics that you need. And when you get the first two basics sorted out, then you need to think about your investment vehicle, which is your stock brokerage account. Again, if you go through a lot of comments in the chats, you find a lot of new investors complaining about one app or the other. As coach will always say again, we are not here to demarket any apps out there, but we are here to tell you what works for us and to advise you to do that part or choose any part that you want. But for us in Network Investors Club, we recommend that for your stock brokerage account, that you go with a live broker, a licensed broker that will give you, live access, real-time transmission of data in the market. That is another huge difference. And to make it clear to you, imagine that you go to or that you go on an app and you find Aradel listed for sale at 520, for example, while Aradel is trading live on the floor at 515 or 510. That difference of 5 naira is a very huge difference in the market. So having real-time access to data, real-time transmission of prices goes a long way to ensure your profitability and your longevity in the market. So these three things are things that, in my opinion, that you need to focus on. And the last point will be to belong to a support group of mentors that will guide you and give you information on the go. And this is where Network Investors Club comes into play. You can be sure that if you're a member of this club, whether it's a weekend, whether it's a public holiday, whether it's 2 a.m. in the night, whether it's 4 a.m. in the morning, we are always interacting, we are always rubbing minds, and we are always exchanging ideas to make sure that you are up to date with all the trends, all the happenings in the market. And this will go a long way to make sure that you are really, really profitable. So now I want to put a question to you. After I have explained this to you, what is your investment goal? Forget the investment you already made. What do you think you want to get out of your investment? Are you looking for a long-term investment? Are you looking for capital gains? Are you looking for money coming into your account on a periodic basis from dividends? What is your preference? I would like to know.
Thank you, sir, Mr. Newbie. So since my idea is very limited, so my actual goals were two things. One, since I'm new, was let me see. I would like the other lady that spoke. I'm like 37 years, and I want to invest for the future. I have a kid. I want to
Okay.
invest for the future and
Okay.
business also. Again, I want to be able to understand the market because from what little things I've seen, I've been told that if you plan for like 2, 3 years, you probably might understand. That's why I was online searching for people who I can gain this knowledge from. That's when Mr. Wealth Coach came in. I have to sort him out so at least I can understand. I also ask questions, but my goal is long term purpose.
Okay. Long term. That's fantastic because as a beginner, that is actually your safest bet in the market. Coach will always tell us again, this is a long term project. The stock market is not a get rich quick scheme. It's not a Ponzi scheme. So it's not a scheme that you hope to jump in today and you become a billionaire tomorrow. It doesn't work that way. Now, for the long term, that means you'll be going for solid stocks that will give you, very good capital gains, or that has a potential to give you good capital gains in the future. And one of the stocks that I personally will recommend, and also that Coach has been hammering on even today, is Aradel, which is in the oil and gas sector. You can also look towards the tier one banking stocks like Zenith Bank is at a very good entry price right now. UBA is at a very good entry price right now. But this is a caveat. Depending on the amount of money you want to invest, right? you don't necessarily need to buy all these stocks individually, because making your portfolio too thin again is detrimental to you. So if you have a big investment budget, good and fine, you can go into these three stocks I mentioned. If not, you can pick one out of these three. Since you are going long term, I would suggest go for Aradel. You have potential for capital gains and also good return for dividends along the way. In terms of learning, believe me, you don't need years to learn, right? Just stay tuned to this channel, keep researching, read about the companies listed on the NGX, right? Follow the trends. At the end of the trading day, go check the numbers. What is the volume traded today? Which company traded the most? Research on these companies, and we go a long way to improve you in the long term. So I think we have to stop here so that other people will come on board. Just try to join the Network Investors Club on Discord, and we can always carry over this conversation there. Okay.
Okay. How do I? Is the club on the coach profile? Is the club
Okay, yeah, there
on
is a
the
link
on the
tree on Coach's. There is a link tree you'll find on Coach's TikTok profile. Click on it. You'll find the links to all his handles: Instagram, YouTube, everything is right there. Send Coach a DM on Instagram, right? Requesting to join the Network Investors Club on Discord. You get the link, join, send a message there. Myself and other admins will be on ground, to always guide and help you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Do have a nice
Coach
day.
Newbie, thank you very much, Mr. George. Welcome to the club. All right, we go on to the next caller. King Zo, you are next. Hello, King Zo, are you there? Okay, we couldn't connect with King Zo. Let's go on with Keller. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Are you there? All right, looks like a mistaken call. We'll proceed to the next caller, Rachel B. Hello, Rachel. Good afternoon. Hello, Rachel. Are you there? All right, looks like we missed. We have King So calling back. Let's see if it connects.
Yeah, hello. Good
Hello,
afternoon.
good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
My name is Kingsley. I'm streaming from Port Harcourt.
Thank you very much, Kingsley from Port Harcourt. Please go ahead.
Yeah, just to check with you, if it's a wise call to change USD to Naira for stock market investment.
Absolutely, it is. We have proven over time, especially if it's a long-term investment.
That will be all for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much for keeping it brief. We appreciate you. Keep your calls coming in, ladies and gentlemen, and your comments as well. Dear Coach, what about Jaiz Bank? I've said a lot about Jaiz Bank. We move on. Hi, Coach. What do you think of Lace? It's dipped now. Well, Lace was a one-off stock, and I saw also a question, I think, from Chris regarding Lace. In any case, Lace dipped terribly yesterday, but in pre-market today, it's looking good. And I think this is about another very good time to get into lace for a quick swing. Lace is a swing trade. So if you are not in profit, you just hold on for it to come back up. Yesterday it closed at $2.20, losing 12%, but currently in pre-market is $2.26. It's gaining 2%. I think this is one of the lowest entry prices for lace. Otherwise, stay away. It's not a long-term stock. Next caller we are looking at is Chinwe. Hello, Chinwe. Are you there? Good afternoon. Hello? Or was it a mistaken call? Hello, good afternoon. All right, we lost her there. Chiejine Ubome is our next caller. Danny Sunshine says, Atlas takes forever to send default login to enable me trade today. What is your estimation of forever, sir? Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, Coach. Good afternoon.
Yes, please. Tell us where you are coming from.
Okay, my name is Chiejin. I'm calling from Lagos. I want to ask a question, Coach. And because of this
Go
stock
ahead.
that was suspended, this Regency Assurance, I have a lot of it, and I just want to know how the market will react, probably after they file their reports. So how will the market see it? Will the price continue to dip, or will there be panic selling, or will everything just return back to the way it was?
There is no need to panic if you invested in a company that will meet up with the requirements. In fact, one of the things suspended is already being traded, talking about universal insurance. That's because the report is ready, they've submitted, and met all requirements.
Okay, okay. Then also, I have a lot of WAPIC insurance too, and my portfolio it's not very good right now for the WAPIC insurance, just a little negative. So, what would be the best entry price to average down right now? Because I've been monitoring the price every day. My
What's your
current
entry
um,
price?
my entry price currently it's at 3 naira 80 kobo. So, but I have a lot of money in my portfolio. I want to average down, but I want to know. I'm thinking maybe the price will still dip before I buy lots of it again, so that I'll be on a good position.
All right, regarding your situation, very good question there. Your environment is noisy. Can you get away from the noise? So, you bought at 380, it's currently 325, and it was 321, meaning it's recovering. And current status 3.5 million bids versus 3.7 million offers. That means you should go in now because the bids are climbing again. 10 million versus 3 million. And so at
Okay,
325, put in bids there. It will automatically drop that your 380 price by the time you finish buying, and the portfolio is reassessed at the end of today.
okay, okay. Thank you, sir. That will be all.
Very much. Keep your calls coming in. We still have a whole 30 minutes to go. Feel free to talk to us. It was deliberate to open the phone lines as early as we did. Hello, coach. NIDF and FGN bond. Which one should I go for? Eukarya Uzo. Yesterday, I was talking to someone and I realized that based on the current rate that bonds are offered, talking about 17%, NIDF has a better return. And NIDF even doesn't have a lifespan as long as you have not sold your stocks. So that's the way to go. The removal of subsidy from CNG, how should we position and which stock? Well, there are only one gas companies, and that is IMG. Let's see what IMG is doing currently in the market. Industrial, just a minute. This thing keeps skipping too fast. Yeah, that's it. Industrial and Medical Gas Nigeria PLC is the only one that is connected with gas. Whether or not they're involved in CNG, we will need to find out. It's currently losing from 37 naira closed yesterday to 33 naira 40 kobo as we speak. The offers are a whole lot more, 283,000 offers versus 16,000 bids. Yes, so that's the case regarding IMG at the moment. It is also supposed to positively eventually affect the auto manufacturers like RT Briscoe, SCOA, because they will tend to get more CNG vehicles. You know, CNG, in spite of the increase, in spite of the subsidy removal, is still more economical to use than petrol. Imole is our next caller. Good afternoon, coach. You are doing a good job. Thank you very much. You too, who are listening and growing your money, are doing an even much more fantastic job. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, Imole. Are you there? Could you unmute your mic and let's have a conversation, unless it was a mistaken call. If it's a mistake, all right, she's gone off. We go on to Eugene. Coach, what's the best entry for Zenith now? Let's take a look. Hello, good afternoon, sir. Best entry for Zenith 64.45 should be the best entry right now. Hello, good afternoon, sir. Hello. Your mic is unmuted, but we can't hear you, Mr. Eugene. Hello, Mr. Eugene, are you there? Can we save time, please? All right, we can't hear you. We'll proceed to the next. KC. Her Excellency, thank you for joining. We are glad to have you. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You are not sounding very upbeat like I am. Could you tell us your name and where you're streaming from, please?
My name is Kenechku, streaming from Benue State.
Kenechukwu from Benue. Thank you for joining. Please go ahead.
Actually, although some of my questions have been answered, but my main thing was to my grandfather have his share, so I was trying to recover it for him, but I don't actually know the procedures to go about it.
That's a long call. Your grandfather.
Yes.
So where is your father?
He's in the village.
In the right position to do that will be your father. Even if he can't help himself, you will have to guide him to do it, being a direct son of your grandfather. First thing,
but he's still alive, sir.
Can you listen up? Just send me a DM on Instagram. I'll forward a link to you for you to search his name first. That's how we first used to know if this race is worth running about for. But if your grandfather is still alive, fantastic. You should list out the stocks that he has, and then you send emails to the registrars on his behalf. That means he also has a bank account and everything that they will ask for, and then you proceed from there. Just do me a DM on Instagram and I will guide you accordingly. Okay? It's not what you can
Okay,
do
sir.
in a live stream call completely.
Okay.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir. Thank you.
Amarillo is asking, Coach, please, is 43 a good entry price for UBA? Currently 46, 43 can't work today at all. The list price, oh yeah, 43 can actually work, but how possible is that? 43 is hardly going to work because you have a lot of bids at 46, 45, and 44. So if you put in a bid as we speak now at 43, you are expecting UBA to crash that low almost to about 8 or 9%. And then they have to sell to 5 million bidders. That's they have to sell up to 5 million shares bidded for before it will get to your turn. And we know that we have less than an hour left in the market. Whether that is possible or not depends on how many shares a desperate seller has to sell. But I don't see UBA dropping to 43 today. Chilamo says, Coach, kindly talk about linkage assurance. That's one of those penny assurance stocks that always escapes me. Right? There you go. Yesterday it closed at 203. Today it's 208. 1.4 million bids, 2.4 million offers. I will try to take a look and see what the numbers looks like. Well, they are trying their best to be in business. Net income of 3 billion from 21 billion trailing 12 months. Earnings per share of 18 kobo. That's all about linkage I can share now. UBA is defying the offer volume, staying above 46. Been trying at 45. Actually, yesterday it closed at 45. And for today, I do not think that may be possible again because there are a lot of bids above 46. If I may check again, you can see there are about 1.1 million bids at 46, above 46, not even at 46, above 46, 1.1 million bids. Coach, buying from IPO or secondary market, which is better, and how can we position to get an IPO? GT, IPOs happen once in a while. If you miss it, you miss completely. But that's why we have the secondary market, which is the floor of the stock exchange. So please, for education purpose, just in case you are not aware, IPO stands for initial public offering or initial public offer. Company coming into the market for the first time to be listed as a publicly traded company, they will do an IPO to get investors to invest. When they invest, then the stocks now becomes available on the floor of the exchange for daily trading amongst those who already have it and those who want to buy, right? So buying it off the IPO market is the secondary market. So when you go on the floor of the stock exchange through your broker to buy these stocks from an existing shareholder, you are in the secondary market. And so that way you can understand the difference between the primary market and the secondary market. The reason why you see stocks being sold in banks is because It's a primary market offer, which is IPO or public offer. After doing an IPO, which is the initial, the company can still come back to the market to offer more shares for sale. That still happens in the primary market, not in the secondary market, because those shares on offer have not been listed. So the secondary market is where you buy and sell stocks that are already listed in the stock exchange, right? That's it. Thanks, coach, for everything. You are really doing amazing job. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate. Chinwe is asking, I think you tried calling in, but that call dropped. Good day, coach. What can I do to recover IGI shares I bought for over 10 years, yet no value? Oh my God. IGI has been delisted from the stock exchange. IGI is no longer a publicly traded company, and so I do not know what else to do because we never heard of any form of payment for minority shareholders. So, no information or update about IGI. Mr. Chris says he will arrange for chieftaincy title. Coach, please, what's your stand on Charms and Eternal? John Udo, Eternal Oil, no fresh update. They didn't do too wonderful the other time. Okay, Dr. Tu says IGI is on NASD. Ah, okay. That means, Chinwe, you have to open a NASD account. IGI is on NASD. Okay. Open a NASD account. Oh, yes, that's true. Open a NASD account, but please, okay, this is what to do. Search for the registrars of IGI, send them an email. I think let's start from there. But if you have IGI stocks, then you can actually trade them on NASD. How effective NASD platform is a story for another day. Please, what can I do to recover my Japan shares I bought in 2009? Contact the registrars. Search on Google, registrars of Japan Gold PLC. You will find them. And if you bought during the public offer, that means your stock is in CSCS. Open a stock brokerage account, instruct your broker to dematerialize those stocks you bought in 2009. So that way it appears in your portfolio or in your brokerage account. Coach, I'm a Gambian and interested in investing in the NGX. What do I do? What do I need to do? Do I need FPI or? Well, you will need an FPI because in the first place, you actually need a Nigerian bank account to open a brokerage account. And if you do not have a Nigerian bank account, then that's not possible. So go the FPI route if you already have a broker. If not, then maybe you should send me a DM on Instagram and I will confirm from Atlas because I'm trying to check now to see if Atlas Portfolios is in the building. They are not here today. They would have been able to respond immediately what needs to be done for you to get your FPI rolling immediately. So keep a date with us, but if you can, and you are on Instagram, send me a DM so I can easily respond with a feedback from Atlas Portfolios. We have a caller, Edward Akinrinde. Hello, sir. Very good afternoon. Hello, Edward. Are you there? All right. Edward, you are not speaking. I've got to save time and go on to Chini Anyasu. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, Chini. Good afternoon. Okay, it looks like Chini called in error. Right, we progress with your comments. Good day, financial coach. I want to liquidate my 2 years FGN bond to reload my NIDF in Aradel. Advice, please. Alfredo, go ahead. 2 year bonds won't fetch you as much as Aradel is will do. Really, Aradel pays at 5 naira right now. Check what the interest rate is, and of course, the future capital gains coming. There is no capital gain in bonds at all. All you get is interest that is fixed as well. So, over to you. Got QT's dividend yesterday. Thank you, coach. A day. It wasn't me. It's your money working for you, and you took the decision to invest. So, congratulations. Thank you very much. However, for acknowledging the little help I am able to render. Hello, coach. What about UCAP? What happened to UCAP? Your question, please, can you make it specific? Ogunto Yimbo for last Saturday says, Coach, I have 300K. Which stocks can I go for? At what price can I be? Just pump that money straight into Fidelity Bank right now at 21 Naira. Beautiful Nello. I didn't get to see your question, but I'm seeing your thanks. In any case, don't mention. Okay, she said someone should please spell the RDL for me. That's fine. Coach, please give me 3 solid penny stocks with good great potential. But easy, straightforward. Right, we have 2 callers standing by, Dr. Mike and Bernard. Let's go with Dr. Mike first. While we are connecting with Dr. Mike, GT says, I haven't received my Q6 dividend. Stay patient. 2 weeks after the date of payment, you should be able to receive in between. Hello, good afternoon. Well, while we just connected with Dr. Mike, he went off. So we go ahead and try to connect with Bernard.
It's not the issue with that. Not to say, if I know it didn't know that affect me or they touch me, but
Hello,
what do
Bernard.
I
Good
do?
afternoon. Are you there?
Hello, good afternoon, sir. So, but by His
Thank
grace,
you
by
very
His
much.
mercy,
Please, where are you streaming from?
I'm streaming from Lagos State, sir.
Thank you, Bernard. All the way from Lagos. Good to have you. Please go ahead.
Sir, I option to move my stocks from Afri Invest to Atlas portfolio since on the 18th of last month. And right now, as I speak to you, I have been to their office 2 times and they say they are working on it. And I have Shams right issue to pick up, and the money is in my wallet now, and time is running against me. I don't know what to do. So
Do
I'm
you already
confused at
have?
this juncture.
Okay, let me get it clear. Where do you have the chance? In Afro-Invest, right?
I have the Shams Afrinvest, yes. I'm working towards moving those stocks to
Never mind, I got you.
Atlas portfolio.
Do you
Yeah.
have an Atlas portfolio account already?
Yes, I have an Atlas portfolio account already.
Very simple. Take the form from Atlas, complete it, put your Atlas details, submit, and let Atlas make payment through Atlas. Very simple.
I've
While
done
that,
that. I've done that already, but now nothing has been done.
I don't think you understand me. I'm talking about the rights issue itself.
Okay.
Are you with me? Maybe you are taking a
Yes.
walk on the street.
Yes,
Just,
I have been.
just listen. If you have the
Yeah.
rights form, fill it and put your Atlas details. Make the money available in your Atlas
Okay.
account, submit the form through Atlas. You will still get your rights.
Yes, that which I have done, I've gotten the form from a first registrar and submitted to Atlas Portfolio.
That's all. There is nothing, time is not against you. You have beat the time.
Okay. But since they have not moved the stock from Afri Invest to Atlas Portfolio, I'm afraid whether it will still work.
Never mind. There is only one registrar who has the record and who receives payment and does allotment. So whether you process through Atlas or you process through AfriInvest, it will still land on the table of the registrar who only needs to confirm that you are taking up your rights and the money is available. Simple. That transfer process can continue. Whenever it's done, every other stock will return into your Atlas account. Is that okay?
Okay.
So you can
That's all, sir.
go to bed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. God bless you, sir, abundantly, sir.
God bless you too. Ladies and gentlemen, just 9 minutes left, but the market is still on, so we are soon going to be off here, and it will be one long weekend because it's Eid el Maloud, and we celebrate with all our Muslim faithfuls who are a part of this family, and hopefully you have a fantastic Eid el Maloud holidays tomorrow, because the market will not be open, meaning after today we shall be available Monday next week, 12 to 2 p.m. Nigerian time. Coach, it's like a doctor. I came with pain and left with healing. Wow. Kaka, wonderful rendition there. I will call it a rendition because it sounds like music in my ears. Thank you very much. That statement quite very deep, and I really, really appreciate your submissions. I'm so glad to hear that you are getting solutions to your investment needs and financial drive. Coach, you are really making my financial life easy. Thank you very much, Mr. Chris. Appreciate all your wonderful feedbacks. Otu Pomperi, oh my God, where have you been? Well, I know we spoke yesterday. Please, what is your take on CNIF? Well, if you are going in for CNIF, trading has actually started, but very mildly. So, you want to make sure that you are not putting in money you need almost immediately. CNIF, I saw it this morning, 31,000 shares have been traded. It's always on full bid, though the bid is also very tiny. 33,000 bids, no offers. The last price was 106. So this is me saying keep putting in bids, maybe at 106, but make sure it's not money you need now, because you can only buy at above 100, and currently the bids are just about 100 and or 95, right? So as long as you are not going to put in short-term funds, try putting in bids at 106 and see if you are sold to, and then stay for the long term. Okay? Coach, please, how can someone recover CSCS number? Chinyere Joy. Well, just open a stock brokerage account, or you open your CSCS account. You know you can open your CSCS account. Go on CSCS website and open an account, or you contact your old stockbroker. Coach, when will Fidelity pay dividends? Massinet. Well, while you are there in Dubai, just next month, between the middle and the third week of next month, maximum end of the month next month, you are surely going to receive your dividend alerts. Okay? And that's what we preach to every other Nigerian in diaspora. Don't sit down there and continue to depend on the salary you earn from the work you do. This life is full of opportunities. The money you earn will work for you and you will keep receiving dividends. Okay? Nagiru Asuku says, good day, coach. Please, how do I go about the charms rights? Request for the form from your broker and complete it, fund your account, send the form back, and they will process for your rights. Coach, can once at what price can I get Cornhall? Right, Cornhall currently at 4 naira 38, up from the 4 naira 20. It closed yesterday. 4 million bids versus 2 million offers. Maybe 438. Otherwise, 402. You never know. Assam Pete, where have you been as well? You went on holidays, I guess. Coach, please, which US stock can one swing trade today? Swing trade. Let's see what Joby is doing right now. Joby could be a good swing trade stock, but that's not the latest swing trade stock I would want to look at. Well, let's see what Joby Aviation is doing at the moment. Well. Joby is still dipping, so you can't go in at the moment, right? What other swing trade idea is in my head right now? TTI. Let's see TTI. Oh my goodness, TTI has moved 22% since just one. Because you want to do it now doesn't mean you have to do it now. You've still got to wait for the opportunity. Okay? Coach, please, when is one qualified to collect next Fidelity dividend? Kenneth, I mentioned that just a few minutes ago, next month towards the end, I guess. Oyilola Olamide. Let's see, he could be our last caller. Sir, I've been here all silently following, all right? It's good to know. We are unable to connect with Lola. While we're still trying to do so, let's hear from Don Unino. Coach, is okay to sell Sterling Bank stock, buy more of Zenith and UBA? I think that's okay, especially if you are in profit. Lola's call is not connecting. Okay, so that call eventually came to an end. Yes, Asampete, I was still looking out for possibilities. Couldn't find any because I'm not with my and I can't do that research almost immediately because I am just about bringing this live stream to a close. In any case, if I see any opportunity, I will find a way to share. Please, is RT Briscoe a goodbye today? RT Briscoe is at its bottom at the moment and looks interesting for any interested buyer. Let's see how much it is currently. I know by next week it will recover fully, especially if the market continues to stabilize from what we are seeing. RT Briscoe, wow, it's gone back up a bit. Remember, it was at 30 something. It sold as low as 308. Now it's 330. Bids are climbing, but not still more than the offers. Please, financial coach, how many NIDF do I need to have to accumulate to receive about 100 to 150K? Do you mean 100 to 150K per quarter? If that is what you mean, then 20,000 NIDF can fetch you every quarter 100K, close to 100K every quarter. 20,000 NIDF will fetch you that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've been so fantastic. We've seen all of the challenges through the week, including what we faced in the markets and network yesterday. And we've come to the end of trading activities in this live stream session today. This is how we round up for the week, hoping that you enjoy your Eid el-Maulud celebrations. Our Muslim brothers and sisters, wishing you all the best. Eat enough ram, eat enough whatever it is, and then get set for a brand new week on Monday. Thank you so very much, Maobi. I guess you are still in the house. You may want to say your goodbyes as well as we round off the day's live stream activity. Maobi?
Thank you, Coach. Just want to end today by, wishing all our Muslim brothers a very good celebration, and also to remind all investors that we are still, we are going to be active on Discord. So if you have any questions, you need any clarifications, feel free to engage on Discord, and you can be sure to get, an appropriate response. Thank you, Coach. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you very much, Mabi. Appreciate you there. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we come to the end of today's live stream. Those who are in the US and in Canada who are not able to connect with us because of time difference, never mind. Today's live stream will be uploaded straight up on my YouTube channel. If you have not indeed followed me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe for free, as more other videos will be uploaded beyond what we have as the daily live stream. Until we meet again, same time next week, this is me saying thank you so much for all the likes, the shares, and even the gifts you have shared in the course of this live stream. Hopefully, you enjoy a fantastic weekend ahead. See you again on Monday at 12 noon Nigerian time. Bye for now and have a lovely weekend.